What is up, YouTube? Robbie Vapes back again, and today we are doing another live show. This is my second one and my very first viewer appreciation show, which is basically just a live show, shooting the shit with all of you guys. As you can see, I'm looking stylish in these little shades here. Thanks everybody for joining us today, and thank you so much for all the support you've given me. I believe I'm at like 7,240 something subscribers right now, which is absolutely unbelievable. Now, before we get started, I do want to say a very quick thing. Actually, two things really quickly. First of all, I can't see shit in these sunglasses, so if anyone's typing in the comments right now, I can't see anything. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these now, and we are officially live. Second thing I want to say is just make sure my microphone sounds good. Hopefully it's not too bad, but well, I guess we'll just do some trial and error here to find out. Now, before we get started, I don't have a little thing or anything anymore, so I lost that. But I do have a new ritual here for these live shows, and that is this guy right here. There we go. It's officially cracked. Let's get this party started. All right, guys. So let's begin with just a few quick things before we get to the Q&A part. Let's do a very quick kind of unofficial review, I guess. I got some Vape Militia today. And I got some e-liquid sent to me by, I'm gonna take a drink first. Yes, Hank, there will be a giveaway, by the way. But again, save your questions for after this. Anyways, I got these juices sent to me. This is from a company called Highway 9. I'm hoping you guys can see that. They're labeled pretty weird, but they're 3 milligram, and we'll leave it at that. But there's a couple different flavors here. We have a cinnamon custard, which is really, really good. A vanilla custard, which is very good, the strawberry cheesecake, and a fruity pebbles, which kind of your traditional breakfast cereal type vape. But anyways, I'm gonna be vaping on those ones throughout the show, along with a cinnamon cream here, which is in pre-release right now. This is a 140 ml bottle. I think this is my first bottle of this, maybe my second. But yeah, this stuff is delicious. The cinnamon cream. Big shout out to the Vape Depot and to the chef there, who I believe is actually in the comments section right now. But anyways, this is awesome stuff. I'll be dripping on the 4 flavors just talked about and this today. As far as what I'm using today, Limitless Mod with the Royal Hunter, Vapor Shark DNA with the Boreas by Og Vape, and I'm doing a test on a new device, and this is the, what is this thing called? The Divergent, which has a ceramic coil, and I'm vaping on my DNA Wismec Rouleau. So with that being said, I think it's time to get started into the Q&A. I'm going to take a quick vape, maybe a couple drinks here and there, and let's get this going. Big shout out to Cody Barron, by the way. I hope I'm saying that right. Sorry, it's hard to talk with vape in my mouth. Anyways, big shout out to Cody Barron and everybody for joining us. Thank you all for coming in. And like I said, there will be a giveaway some point in this video, but I'm not going to tell you guys when. But I will say this, it's going to be a lot shorter than my last one. The last one went like 2 hours long, and I lost my voice for like a day after that. So I'm going to try and keep it a little bit dialed back for this one. I'm probably going to stick to about an hour. Maybe if it goes over a little bit, we'll let it carry on, but try and aim for an hour or so. King Deathbat, shout out to you in Las Vegas. Yes, Sin City. All right. We got some Sin City guys in here. And of course, shout out to Greg, who didn't ask for one, but my man out in Winnipeg, and Nigel, my man up in Edmonton. Anyways, so with that being said, like I said, make sure to send me any questions you guys have. This is what this is all about. The subscriber appreciation is all about getting back to you guys and thanking you so much for all the support you've given me. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do something a little bit crazy here. We're going to give Nigel a wrench in the chat. We're going to see how that works out for us. So let's see here. There you go, Nigel. You got a wrench. Congrats. You earned it, buddy. I don't know what you did, but you earned it somehow. It was that awesome beer. That's what it was. We got Hazy Vapors in the house too. Hazy Vapors is another Canadian reviewer. Make sure to go check him out. He's actually out east in Ontario, I believe up in Mississauga. So big shout out to Hazy Vapors. And again, make sure to check his channel out because he is fucking hilarious. All right. So I'm still waiting on some. Oh, I got a question here. What is the best RDA for a Joytech cuboid? I've only played around with the cuboid a little bit. I don't actually own one, so I can't say for sure. But what I can say is, as far as RDA goes, probably I'd have to say it's a tough one. I mean, I'm really digging the new Twisted Mesa Squared right now. Would it be good on a cuboid? I couldn't tell you. I don't have enough experience on the cuboid to actually give you a real answer to that one. But hopefully that helps a little bit. That's one I'm digging right now. I don't have one yet, but I've played around with it and I really enjoyed it. So I think I'm going to pick one up. Let's make babies. Absolutely, Hazy. Let's make some great Canadian babies with each other. Let's do it. All right. What's your top mod at the moment? Ooh, good question. I think it's a toss-up, actually. As far as what gets used the most right now, it's definitely a toss-up between the Wismec DNA, which I'm using over the Vapor Shark just because of the battery life in it. I'm getting about a day and a half at around 110 watts, which is perfect. And the other one that's actually kind of surprising that I just can't put down is, as you can see, it's in my hand right now, the Limitless mod. And I'm not saying to go out and get one if you don't have the experience, but just something I do have right now and I'm enjoying quite a bit. Have I got my hands on the Tsunami RD? I have not yet, no. But I think I'm getting a few things sent this week. I did get, like I said, that one tank and some juice already, but I'm expecting quite a bit more this week. So let's go with that. Another question, serious question from Hazy Vapors. How do you decide what builds are good for parallel or series mods? Okay, that actually is a pretty good question. It's honestly trial and error. Obviously, with series mods, you want to make sure you don't build too low. If you build too low, you do have a chance of venting the batteries if they get too hot, which is a very common problem I'm seeing a lot of people do. Some people are building, around the 0.2 range or lower, and you do not want to do that. In fact, I wouldn't recommend going below 0.3 on a series box mod, and that's if you're using it occasionally. If you're using it nonstop, I really wouldn't go below 0.5. Let's see here. I think I had another question from Hank, but I missed it. I think it was like, how are you? I'm doing pretty good, Hank. How are you? Let's see. What is the best mod I've had, and what is the best build you have made? I'm going to be honest on that one, actually. As far as the best mod, I mean, there's so many good ones out there these days. It's hard to pick just one. I mean, like I said, the Wismec DNA is probably one of my top ones right now just because it has that wicked battery life on it. And as far as what the best build I have, or the best build that I've made, I don't make a lot of builds anymore, to be honest. I have someone at the Vape Depot. Big shout out to Wes at the Vape Depot who does a lot of builds for me, mainly because I'm just lazy, and he's actually a phenomenal builder. So I've been using a lot of his builds. In fact, in this Royal Hunter, I have one of his Fuse Clapton builds in here. If you can see that, probably not, but if I can get it to focus a little bit. Anyways, Wes is doing a lot of my builds right now, so a big shout out to Wes. As far as my builds go, I really haven't experimented with much other than like Claptons and things like that, so nothing too crazy, but that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Which wire is best for a 2-coil parallel setup on a 200-watt mod? I'm a big fan of 24 gauge or 26 gauge for 2-coil parallels, especially if you want to take up to high wattage. Just make sure the diameter is good enough, and you should have no issue. Don't pack it too much with cotton, but don't leave the cotton too loose either. Again, it's all pretty much experimental from my experience. Alex is asking, I want to switch from a sub-ohm tank to an RDA. What is the best RDA starter for beginners? One thing I will say for that is I do recommend people going to a vape store that is accepting of letting people learn there. I know when I got my first RDA, the person who was at the vape store I went to actually helped me build it with me, and it was a lot easier to do after that because I got the experience first hands-on. So I do recommend doing that. As far as the first one you're going to get, I'd recommend something like a 4-post or even like a Velocity style is pretty easy. The only thing with Velocity styles are the grub nuts can be a little bit finicky, especially on the clones. So if you are going to use the Velocity style, just make sure you get a decent one. And if you are going with the clone, just double check the grub nuts there. Let's see here. Will I be entering any vape competitions? I don't really enter any vape competitions. The ones I do, I usually just joke around with, have some fun with if you guys saw my Cloud Comp one. So I just feel like as a reviewer, I'm already pretty blessed with what I get. And I have no reason to try and change things up or anything, or try and compete to win prizes when I've already been pretty well off as far as review games go. Let's see here. Have I used the So Horny RDA yet? I'm actually not sure if that is a joke or if that's an actual name of something. Seeing as how some of these RDAs are being named and some of these tanks being named these days, I really wouldn't be surprised if it's an actual RDA. And if that's a joke, then I feel like I've seen too much to know otherwise. Hank had a smart-ass comment to my previous statement on competitions. He says, if you can win. And I'm sure he meant that in the most sincere ways, as Hank always is. But I don't know. I feel like, why bother competing when there's prizes online, when there's other people out there who need them more? And I think that's the way to go. So apparently the So Horny RDA is a 6-hole velocity style. I'm glad he used hole in the sentence So Horny. That made it much better and clearly much more serious. What do I think of the Laissimo 200 big screen? I think I need to get my hands on one to try it out first. I would like to see I'd like to see what it looks like, and I'd like to see, as far as battery life is a big thing I think that people are worried about for these big screens that are coming out, especially with the touchscreen stuff. Nice to see you live. And the Horny is real. Velocity with pointy tops. Thanks, Jen. I appreciate you clarifying that. And Nigel just mentioned it has many holes for your leads. So again, we're just keeping right on that dirty path. I like it. Let's just keep going at that. Just join. No problem, Brian. Glad you could make it in. I have one and I love it. The battery life is not bad. I'm assuming that's about the Laissimo. That is good to know. And I guess the other thing I'd look for is, does it hit as true as what it says it does? Does it hit a true 200 watts? Does it hit slightly below or several watts below what it says it should hit? Should I trust Nigel to help me out with some DIY juice? I say yes. Anyone with a beard you can trust. That's always been my motto. If they have a beard, they must be trustworthy. Let's see. Which e-liquid is best for a 0.25 ohm sub-ohm tank? Whatever one you like the best. Whatever tastes the best. Whatever feels the best. There's really no right or wrong answer to that. I mean, I would avoid anything that's too liquidy, anything too high in PG. But apart from that, if it's got 70 VG or higher, I say go with it. Just go with whatever your preference is. Have I heard of the Aspire Play-Doh? I have briefly. I don't know too much about it though. I've only heard of it a little bit. Vaping, part of the fun is all the innuendo. If I can say that word right, I'll try. I'm going to try that again. Vaping, part of the fun is all the innuendo. There we go. That sounded much better. All the trust is stored in the beard, along with chip crumbs and juice residue. That's right, Nigel. I can relate to that. Let's see here. What's PG mean? PG is propylene glycol. It's basically used in flavorings, and in some juices it's used to dilute it a little bit, mostly to use in your Ego-style pens or things like that that can't handle the max VG, which is vegetable glycerin. Chanman, who's the one who brought up the Laissimo, says it hits better than the Rouleau 200. He uses 40 amp batteries and lasts about 1.5 days of continuous use. Interesting. I'm not going to repeat that, Otis, but thank you for joining in the chat. I have one more question. I'm really wanting to get my wife a Sigelli 150 and start her off low and work her up to 150. What are your thoughts? I think that the 150 is a good durable device. The only thing I would say is don't worry about working your way up to certain wattage. Just let yourself enjoy whatever wattage works for you. If I know people who have been vaping for years and only vape at say 50 or 60 watts, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to work your way up to a certain wattage to try and fit in. It's all about what works for you and what gets you off cigarettes. And that's something I've always said and I always will say. So that's pretty much what my thoughts are on that. Don't worry about working up to certain wattage, just let it flow. Danya asked, can I explain how it was to drink e-liquid? I can. I'll summarize it with, it was a long night in the washroom, and it was not coming out both ends. It was not coming out the top end either. I'll leave it at that. So yes, do not drink e-liquid, even if it doesn't contain nicotine, because it is a natural laxative. And that's enough on that subject. Do I like nichrome wire? I find nichrome wire by itself, I don't use it, but if I use it to build up on a ramping coil to help it ramp up a little bit faster, I will use it. But I don't use it too much anymore. It's kind of a hit and miss for me. You know, if I'm looking for a quick ramp up, I'll use it. But otherwise, I mean, with the devices that are out today, you really don't need to use nichrome anymore, at least in my opinion. If it says it's a 40 amps, it's an embellished rewrap, I'm guessing eFest. Yeah, so 40 amp really don't exist. And some of the ratings are all different on batteries. I'm not gonna get into that, but you're right, 40 amps doesn't really exist as far as batteries go. It's at least in an 18650 before I get people yelling at me for lipos or whatever else. How about fish water? Fish water is also a natural laxative, just so you guys are aware. So that's fun too. Enough with the laxative talk, though. Let's move on. What's your biggest struggle being Canadian? Probably being so fucking handsome, I'd say, and being able to grow a kick-ass beard. That's what my biggest struggle is. I don't know how else to answer that. I mean, biggest struggle, actually, you know what, if that's a serious question, I'll answer that seriously. The biggest struggle being Canadian is paying US prices for devices, and further to that, the not being able to try and vape on US juices, just because you can't vape US juices if they have nicotine in them, and you can get it with zero nicotine, but as you've seen in my reviews, it's really hard to judge based on, you know, with or without having nicotine in a juice, to judge just the quality of the juice. Some juices, you know, may go from really awesome with zero nicotine, and then all of a sudden the nicotine, if it's not high quality nicotine, can definitely affect the taste of the juice and the throat hit and the harshness of the juice too. So it can be tough, and I would say that's probably one of the biggest things for being Canadian, is not being able to truly give reviews on some of these US juices. Sorry for having to be Canadian. Sorry, that's from Greg, a fellow Canadian. Greg, I'm sorry you had to type that much. Robbie, what's the most annoying thing about Danya? I don't think I should answer that. Oh, we got Shane Vape Train in the house. Look at me change the subject like that. It was super smooth. No, I mean, Danya's great, and we get along pretty well. We hang out at the depot a lot together, the Vape Depot here in Calgary. And yeah, I don't have any issues with anyone really. Would you recommend moving out of the US to Canada? Only if Trump gets elected. #Drumpf. No shout out for me. Big shout out to Chef Sam, who is the maker of the cinnamon cream at the Vape Depot. So big shout out to Sam. You can't get Nick in juices in Canada. No, sorry, I should have rephrased that. Sorry, Charlotte. So what I mean to say is you can't ship nicotine over the border from the US to Canada. So if you buy a US juice from the US, it will not have nicotine in it. That doesn't mean we can't get nicotine in the juice that we have at our local shops, or even local Canadian companies that might operate online. So that's the biggest thing. In fact, the juice review I did on Ruby Rouge juice was from a Canadian and US company, and they do have a site in Canada, which meant they could ship me nicotine juice from their Canada site without it crossing the border. It's just if it crossed the border that there becomes issues. I bought the Crown TFE4. How do I get good flavor? I've tried 10 different coils. It depends if you're using the Crown or the TFE4, because they're two different tanks. If you're using the Crown, you do have to crank it up quite a bit. Actually, you know what? This applies to both the Crown and the TFE4. If you want to get the best flavor, I definitely recommend cranking up the wattage on it if you can, because they're really high. They're really meant to be high wattage coils. So if you do have the option to crank it up, that's usually what the issue is. From what I've seen, if you have it too low, you lose all the flavor on those coils, and that's just how they were designed. How do Canadian women compare to Americans? I'm not going to read that last word because I don't want to offend anyone, but I would say they're pretty much the same. I mean, women are women. They're gonna be the same no matter what. And I'll leave it there before I get into too much trouble. Do I trick? If you mean prostitution, probably. If you mean vape tricks, no. Greg is a stud muffin, absolutely. I'm one of Greg's girls. Okay, there we go. Thanks for the autocorrect there, Hazy. Jen says the TFE4 has a drinking problem, and none of their coils do well below 60 watts, and that is definitely true. The only one I've found that does decent below 60 are these stainless steel Claptons, which if you hit up to 60 watts without temp control on, you will burn the shit out of your mouth, and believe me, I know from firsthand experience. So unless you got a faulty coil, which is always possible, but yeah, most of the coils, if not all of them, definitely need 60 watts or above. I would even say 80 to 90 watts is probably preferred for a lot of, for the best flavor out of those. For a rebuildable deck, if you use a rebuildable deck on either the Crown or the TFE4, you definitely want to make sure that your wicking is perfect. I find with a lot of rebuildable decks, with maybe one or two exceptions, this is actually one of them. It's very forgiving on the RTA. But for your average rebuildable deck from a sub-ohm coil or from a sub-ohm tank, you are going to look at having to have the perfect amount of cotton. Too much, you get burnt hits. Too little, you get a whole bunch of leaking and juice in your mouth. It just sucks. So, yeah. Robbie, if you noticed that the Robbie Vape sweater, you have the highlighted letters. Yes, I know what it stands for. And that was unintentional and a very unfortunate coincidence. And we'll leave it there. Can you blow some O's for us? Fuck off, Danya. Are you any good at shooting pool? I can keep my own in pool. As you can see, I got my pool table here, and I can keep my own. Have you benefited since growing out your beard? I have actually. I have benefited greatly since growing out my beard. I no longer look like a 12-year-old, and I now seem to be doing better in videos. I find that I have nicer comments as well, so I'm just going to assume it's got to be the beard, and it can't be anything to do with that 3,000 watt box mod. I don't know. I don't get either. It's kind of weird. I don't use tanks often, though. Okay. Blow some O's, or at least try. No, we don't try that. We tried that on the first one. That didn't go so well. Instead of blowing O's, I'm going to drink some beer. People do respond to beards. Absolutely. Good point, Nigel. Hopefully I haven't missed anything in the chat here either. I hope I haven't, but it's hard keeping up. But instead of scrolling down and being half an hour behind, I'm going to try and keep up this time. Hank, come on, Robbie, blow the O's. It can't be any worse than vaping the alphabet. Oh, it can, Hank. It can. Definitely looking almost 20 now. Good choice on the beard, girl. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's the beard and the stones that go with it, Robbie. I agree. I agree. All right, I'll fucking blow some O's for you. All right. Okay, that's as good as it gets. That's all you guys get from that. Yeah, quit laughing. As a comment section fills up with LOLs. Chug it. Yeah, we're not going to do that. All right. Big shout out to Adore E-Liquid, by the way, who just joined the chat. Thank you, Adore, for joining in. I am pretty much out of all your juice right now, actually. I wish I was vaping on that, too. Adore's E-Liquid is just fucking phenomenal. All right. What's up with your other shows, The Great Debate and Breaking Mods? The Great Debate, The Great Debate, we've tried to, we basically took a hiatus on that, and that's because Danya wouldn't do any of her punishments, as I'm throwing her under the bus. And as far as Breaking Mods go, that's like a seasonal thing where it comes out once every season. So you can expect the next one to come out probably late spring, early summer. I got to work on my cough. I do need to work on my cough. I need to work on a lot more than that, though. Don, can you go to Windsor or Sarnia so I can try a juice? Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm actually waiting for Dawn's concentrates to come out. I'm gonna be getting a ton of that stuff when that comes out. That oh, that stuff is awesome. This is why I don't usually drink beer in my videos anymore. Get a little gassy, and not the gassy you get from drinking e-liquid either, by the way. Is Giz in chat? He's just screenshotted your O attempt. Oh, awesome, perfect. I'm glad everybody decided to take advantage of that. Oh, what kind of reptiles do I keep? Quite a few. I have a bearded dragon, corn snake, carpet python, and a bunch of tarantulas, scorpion, and in the past I've kept just about anything you can name: chameleons, geckos, ball pythons, boas. Like I said, just about anything you can think of. I've pretty much kept it at one point. Plated lizards, water dragons, the list goes on. So too many to name, but what I have right now are just the first ones I mentioned, and the tarantulas and the scorpion. Can you see my python? I'm gonna leave that for another show. I don't want to get anybody too excited right now, so you guys can see my python a little bit later. Wear the corn snake around your neck. I don't do that, by the way, Hank. Just so you know, I'm part of a well, I was part of, I shouldn't say anymore, but I used to be part of the Alberta Reptile and Amphibian Society. And one of the biggest things we preach is never put a snake around your neck. It basically enforces bad behavior, and not by the snake, I mean by people. This is why accidents happen with snakes, is when you put snakes around your neck. It's definitely not a good thing to do. And that's one thing I don't recommend or condone. How about them corals? Absolutely. Fuck yeah to the corals. I got mine right here. And I got my big one. I think it's just my backpack right now, but I love the coral tank as well. Does my wife or girlfriend vape? I don't know. I haven't met her yet. You should show off the critter sometime. I'd love to see them. You live in Canada? Question mark. Come on, swag. The maple leaf. I thought this was enough to give it away. Everyone asked me this. Everyone's like, I didn't know you were from Canada, but I have the maple leaf. This is supposed to mean Canada. So I try, but unfortunately, not frozen. Sorry. I hope, try refreshing the screen. If it freezes on you, hopefully it will fix itself. Hopefully not everyone's having that issue, but if it does freeze, just refresh it and it should be working again. Is that a question for both his wife and his girlfriend? Did you do the human fog vape? I did do that. I did the video on it, and that's kind of how I'm known, unfortunately. But at the same time, I mean, you know, I'm glad it went viral, but I'm not glad it went viral at the same time. I'm glad it happened to me, someone who can actually take a lot of hate, as opposed to someone who might be a little more sensitive to it. So, have I tried the new 12 Monkeys line yet? I have not. I have been waiting to try it, and I just cannot get my hands on it. And assuming I could, I would love to get to try out that new 12 Monkeys line. Where can we get it in from the UK? You'd have to order it through the actual manufacturer who makes it, which is Ryan Jones, and he will probably ask you a series of questions just to make sure that you're comfortable with it. RDA or RTA? Ooh, really good question, actually. And you know what? It's funny because my opinion has kind of changed over the last probably maybe week or so. Since I got this guy, the Boreas, I love this RTA. Before this, I did not like RTAs at all, and it would have been RDAs all day long. But this RTA is just, it's doing something for me right now. And I can't wait to do the review on it, actually, but it is fantastic. So as far as RDAs versus RTAs, I think that I like them both pretty much the same right now, which is saying a lot considering where RTAs were just a couple weeks ago. What's going on, K Vapes? K Vapes, Kayy Vapes. Go check her out as well. She's got a great channel going as well. She earned my sub a little while ago as well, and just fantastic reviewer. So go check her out. Let's see. A lot of love for Dawn right now, which I don't blame people. Dawn from Adore Liquid has some fantastic juice, so keep up the love going for her as well. And Hazy's got sweaters on the floor, so Giz is more than welcome to crash there. That sounds like a pretty good bed to me. Want to sell that tank and need another RTA? Fuck off, Shane. Vape Train, not other Shanes, who I know often comment on my videos, in case you're watching this either now or later on. I can't see you on my phone. Hopefully you can refresh. I'm not too sure. I don't use my YouTube on my phone a lot, to be honest. So there's Swayback. There we go. I assumed he was here with Jen, but maybe not. But I can get just as good flavor with the right builds and the RTA as basically any build in the RDA. See, and that takes special skill. Like I said earlier, as far as wicking goes and things like that, some of these RTAs are very difficult to get perfect. But when you do, you don't want to change your build. Like, that's how good they can get. And this one I found just a little bit more forgiving for me, because I know for a fact I did not get this one perfect. Robbie, will Project F.O.G be accepting the crab juice challenge? I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound very appealing. And I'm going to say on F.O.G's behalf, they can do it, but I don't think I want to do it. I've already drank e-juice. Leave me alone. I've done enough of my shit. Do you DIY juice, Robbie? If you do you have a good go-to flavor? I do DIY, and I do not have a good go-to flavor. I am terrible at as far as creating flavors go. I've been experimenting on the same flavor for almost a year now, strawberries and cream, and it is fucking difficult. So yeah, I do DIY. I make the odd juice. I don't like the juice I make half the time. Some of the time I do. But I find with the last batch of strawberry cream I did actually turned out pretty good, but it has a 6-week steep period, which kind of sucks. So yeah, so that's as far as DIY goes. My knuckles are dry, but my toes are moist. I know it's a common vaping problem, Gizzard. I'm with you all the way. By the way, if anyone's watching this, I'm completely being fucking sarcastic, so please do not take that out of context. I need a vape. That's what I need. Let's see. Guys, calm down. What's your opinion on rip trippers? I don't comment on that, so we're going to move on to the next question. Because my opinion on rip trippers shouldn't make anyone's mind up on whether or not they want to watch him. That is completely your own prerogative, and if you like him, great. If you don't like him, all the power to you. I am indifferent on the subject, and I will leave it right there. Everyone vape break. I agree. Let's have another vape break. All the Canucks are here. Absolutely. We've got a couple people from just south of us as well, which can't complain. And actually, we have a couple people from all over the place, so let's just keep it coming. Let me know in the chat where you're from. I want to know who's watching. I know I have a ton of viewers worldwide who watch my videos, so I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support. And I would have never imagined having viewers in Australia and Russia and Germany and the UK and so many more. So thank you everyone for the support. I really do appreciate it. And of course Portugal and where is Relic from? I think he's from Portugal, isn't he? No, Brazil, I think. So yeah, all over the place anyways. And a big shout out to Relic as well, who looks like he's not on, but I'm sure he'll catch the replay and he'll make a comment in the comment section as well. Swagga Puss ban Nigel T. I don't know how that happened because I don't think I gave anyone a hammer except for Nigel T. So that's Swagga Puss was banned by Nigel T. I was gonna say I didn't see what happened there, but we'll see. Anyways, we got London, Ontario here. We got Ohio. We got Belleville, Ontario, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Michigan, Sin City, of course, Kentucky. I mean, just so many different people here. Sweden. Yeah. Okay, I see what happened there. We had an underager joining in the chat, which is why we banned him, which is fair enough. As you guys know, my show is 18 plus. So yeah, no doubt there. Let's see. Yes, we got Stockholm, Sweden, Iowa, Fort McMurray, and a Newfie. Awesome. Yeah, so like I said, tons of people from all over the place. Virginia, and every time I hear the word Virginia, by the way, I keep thinking about John Carter of Mars. So that's I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but just wanted to put it out there. Georgia. All right. Do you know anyone who has pre-built coils for a decent price? With coils, to be completely honest, I find 9 times out of 10 you get what you pay for. It is very, very difficult to find affordable, well-built coils. The ones I have, not in this RDA, but actually in my Ice Cubed, which is the Cube Addy with the clear acrylic glass, or the clear acrylic around it. I have some aliens in there that were pre-built. Those were $20 a coil. And I will say this, I've had them for a month now, and I plan on having them for another 3 or 4 months. So if I spend money on coils, it may seem expensive at first, but if you take good care of them, you clean them out regularly, you change your cotton out regularly, you should have no issue keeping some of these expensive coils longer. So yeah, that's my answer to that. Okay, I'm not going to repeat that. I'm not going to repeat that either. I did, but not what I think you're referring to. Okay, that's for Rin. She got some vape mail, sort of, apparently. So what's going on, Rin? Big shout out to Rin Vapes as well. Make sure to go check out her channel. I believe Relic is from the Philippines. That is entirely possible. I, for some reason, keep forgetting. For some reason, I thought it was Brazil, but I'm usually way off on those things, so I apologize. Truckers in the chat. Permit the Fog is in the chat, of course, as well. Another Calgarian reviewer here. We got a bunch of Calgarians here. We got Shane Vape, we got Permit, we got everyone here. Danya was here. Someone said vagina. Yeah, that was a word I wasn't going to say, but no, whatever. You got it out of me. As you can see, I'm a tough nut to crack. Have you tried M Turks coils? I have not. I haven't actually heard of those either. Rin got a new phone and a case that doesn't fit. Congrats, Rin. I'm really happy to hear that for you. Maybe if you like maneuver the case a little bit, you can get it to fit or something, but congrats on the new phone anyways. Calgarian, yes, that's what we are called, Calgarians. Although I don't really consider myself Calgarian, I'm more of a Torontonian. But that's just me. Although I've been living in Calgary long enough, I don't know. I feel like I still have to do like a hazing or something to be a true Calgarian or something. Minnesotan in the house. No, I'm just kidding. That's just Nigel. Unless I missed something. Robbie, the CVE is a go. They said no matter what, it will happen and it will be vape friendly. The CVE is the Canada Vape Expo, by the way, which is happening in Toronto on May 12th, I believe, or 13th, somewhere in that range. That weekend after the 12th or on the 12th, wherever it is the one that will be here in Canada, and it will be way out of my way in Toronto, which is like, well, as you guys know, if you saw my vlog from the road trip to Toronto, it is a 40-hour drive almost. And yes, I drive slow, so don't question that. Any plans on Vape Jam UK? I can't even afford to go to Toronto, let alone Vape Jam UK. So that might be out of the question as well. I just did an 18 milligram challenge. That sounds fucking awful. I'm going to avoid that challenge at all costs. I'm sure the winter there is enough of a hazing for anyone in Canada. You'd think so, but you know what? I think Calgary had the warmest winter of anywhere north of, I don't know. What's the southern state that sometimes gets snow? I don't know. Anything north of, let's say, I don't know. I'm struggling on my U.S. geography. Let's just leave it alone at that. But yeah, we had a really mild winter this year. It was absolutely amazing. I think we had like 2 snowfalls, maybe 3 over the entire year, which is awesome. And they weren't super huge either. And they was usually melted within a day or two. So big appreciation for not having to worry about the snow this year. How many mils of juice do I vape in a day? Oh God, I don't even want to answer that. Honestly, it's like 40 to 60 mils in a day, depending on if it's a weekday or weekend. So yeah, I vape a lot in a day. It gets expensive. Are you going to do the grab juice challenge, Robbie? That sounds awful as well. So I'm going to say no right now as my camera goes out of focus. Yeah, Montana's directly below us. I know that, but I'm trying to think like more central U.S. It was basically an extended fall. I agree. And that's pretty much what we had here in Calgary. And I think Edmonton was somewhat similar. So it was definitely a great, great Canadian winter for us in the Alberta region. Up next is the 24 milligram challenge on 22 gauge at 135. Yeah, that also sounds awful. I'm going to avoid that one too. Apparently everybody's calling Rin right now, so Rin's phone must be blowing up. Probably too busy to even watch a show at this point, so I don't blame her, but yeah, she's getting a lot of calls right now. How many beers have I had? This is still my first because I keep talking too much. How do you get a door e-liquid shipped to Canada? Any issue with the border? Yes, you will have to get zero nicotine sent up from a door. Can I strip for someone? If it's Rin, I guess so. So let's just do this. Get it over with. Ugh. Just kidding, guys. Yeah, we're not going to do that on this show. Again, that's another show altogether. We did it, Robbie, and called out a few groups to do the challenge or donate. I'm going to donate, please. Please, let me donate. I like that option better these days because some of these challenges suck. Chug the rest of that. No, I'm good, thanks. Must be love. Almost took the hoodie off. Oh, if only you knew, Shane. If only you knew. Maybe if you would have asked Shane, I would have taken it off, but maybe next time. Ren, I'm not going to read that. That is great. By the way, that is great is referring to the donation for the challenge. Robbie, you need to be a true risk taker. Where's your sense of adventure? Hopefully my internet works. Let's just change the subject again, all smooth and swift like that. Hopefully your internet is working, Mike. I really hope it is. Truth or dare? No, we're not going to do that. Did you get the goon yet? I have not got the goon yet. No, I haven't. You already read it, Ribby. Awesome. That's great. Still having flashbacks of terror from, okay, we're not going to read that either. Where should I start with mech mods? Get something with an actual 510 pin on it. Do not get a hybrid style mod for anyone watching this. The person who asked this, I'm pretty sure is pretty experienced. So I'm assuming he's kind of doing it more for the sake of the show or for the sake of this video. But as far as mech mods go, definitely get something with the 510 connection pin on it, kind of like this. You can see here, it's got that 510 pin on here. Don't mind how dirty this mod is. It's like my first mech mod almost. I think it was my second actually. And what you don't want to get is something like, if I can get this off, you don't want to get something like this where it has a direct contact to the battery. You want that spring-loaded pin in there for sure. Could I hop on my pool table and roll around provocatively? I'm going to avoid that, not because of the provocativeness, but because it's a really nice pool table and I don't want to tarnish it by putting my body on it. What's your opinion on the CBD infused juice? I don't know what that is. Is that like the caffeine stuff and where they put like all that other crap in the juice? If so, I guess I'm indifferent. I haven't really tried it, so can't really comment too much on that, Johnny, unfortunately. Yeah, again, I'm not going to repeat that. We're going to keep that. So we're going to keep this show semi-PG, although it's a vape show and it's 18 plus. So for the sake of my dignity, we're going to keep it PG for me. What mech mod is in your normal rotation? The Limitless right now. That's all I vape on for a mech mod. Before that, I really wasn't vaping on a lot of mech mods before. And it's not to say the Limitless is like the end all of mech mods. It's just one of those things where you spend a lot of money on a mech mod, you almost feel obligated to use it, if that makes sense. So I think that's part of the reason why it has such an appeal to me. But apart from that, there's tons of other mech mods out there that are really good. The Rig V2, I believe, has a 510 connection pin off the top of my head, but I could be wrong. For the longest time, I was vaping on the UVI, the Mech Ray, which was really nice. I found it had very little voltage drop considering it had a 510 pin. Yeah, so I mean, as far as mech mods go, just look for someone with the 510 pin, and that's pretty much what I'd recommend. As far as, like I said, what's in my rotation, it's just this right now, and mostly because I think I spent so much money on it. Oh, fine. I guess I have to go to Disney Gen mode. Jen, I never said you couldn't be as raunchy or as or as outspoken as you want to be. It's just, for me, I'm going to keep my dignity in check on this show because I'm in front of everybody right now. So I don't want to have too much of a show going on. But let's just leave it there. Do I like AV tube mods? I don't know what an AV tube mod is. I know what a tube mod is. I don't know what an AV is. How do I get Robbie Vapes merch? Want to support you in Canada? You can actually get it at vapingswag.com. But just so you know, I actually don't get any proceeds from that. I decided not to, so it brought down the price a little bit and just makes it more affordable for you guys. And the benefit for me out of that is I get people wrapping my brand and my name, which is really cool to see. Anyone who knows me knows how proud I am of my channel and of all you guys for your support. So that's kind of where that comes from. And yeah, I mean, if you want to get Robbie Vapes merch, vapingswag.com. Great prices, really cool guy. Shane's a great guy who runs the site, Shane Preston, and just super good quality t-shirts too and hoodies. I wear mine all the time, which is actually why mine's in the wash right now. Do I ever hang out in the G spot? I used to, and I have to admit, I've been really bad about it lately. I haven't been in the G spot in forever, it feels like. So I'd like to get back in there sooner or later, ideally. But yeah, unfortunately, I just haven't been there recently. Although G spot, My Vaporium, great site as well. So go check out myvaporium.net. And G spot is basically a spot where you can hang out with a bunch of other vapors, shoot the shit, and just have fun. Do I fly my drone? I don't have a drone. I'm not going to answer the rest of that question. Actually, I just read the question. That's actually pretty good. Do you ever fly your drone in your backyard and crash into your neighbor's window while they're baking cookies? That went a different direction than what I thought you were going, Giz. So kudos to you. You kept it clean. Billy. Okay, we got Billy here somewhere, which I apparently missed him completely. But we're not going back in the chat. If I missed your comment, you're done. We're just moving on. No more of this 40 minutes behind shit. Let's see here. Avid Life like Manhattan or Able Timekeeper. I don't have any of those, so no, I haven't used them yet. Vaping Heathen is on here somewhere. I don't know where. You know what Vaping Heathen really likes, actually? If you guys call him Mike, that's actually his real name. So make sure to call him Mike if you guys ever see him, or if you want to type chat or type a comment out for him, call him Mike. He loves that. What time does Q&A end? Whenever. Who knows? So Mike, aka Vaping Heathen, asked me how How hung my first lover was. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that comment, Mike Heathen. And no more hung than I was. Let's put it that way. Calling him Mike went over really well. I agree. We should just make that a thing right now. Is call Mike Heathen. That's his new name, Mike Heathen. True story. He actually invented the name Billy because that's his middle name. His first name is actually Mike. So make sure to call him Mike by his first name. Giz Stew just said ground beef. Sure, absolutely. King Deathbat thinks he's a funny guy apparently, so I'm gonna ignore that comment. This is what happens when I'm the host. I can ignore the comments I don't want to. Don't judge if never built before. Do you recommend that Kangaroo Tech drip box, or is it dumb and or crappy quality or dumb place to start? I don't have any experience with the Kangaroo drip box, to be honest, so I couldn't tell you either way. But what you want to look for if you are looking to build is something that's super easy to build on, something where you're not going to have to worry about putting your leads into certain places where it's just difficult to get two in. I would say definitely try and start with I mean, to me, 4-posts are easiest to do. I find them actually easier than the velocity style even, but I know a lot of people prefer velocity style. So I personally recommend anything with a 4-post design and with a pretty decent build deck. That's just my opinion though. Oh, fuck. This is good. I'm ignoring a whole bunch of comments right now. Oh, it's about to get dirty on here. What's my number one juice of all time? Probably it's actually a toss-up now. So it used to be hazy custard for the longest time, and I got to admit I am really liking this cinnamon cream. So I would say it's tossed between those two right now for my all-time favorite juice. Best coil build. A 6-wrap 22 gauge on a 3mm coil jig because it's easy, it doesn't take much time, and I'm lazy. Do Canadians piss ice cubes? Funny, Mike. Funny, Mikey. Then that was a good one. Sure, we do. Absolutely. Where would I get cinnamon cream? Chef Sam is the place to get it. She will hook you up, hopefully. I'm blushing. No, I'm just naturally this red. This is unfortunately some sort of genetic shit that I'm sure most of you guys have seen in my other videos. But yeah, if I'm blushing, I don't even think you can tell I'm so red right now. Like I'm always just red, and it sucks. Where can you get your zero nic juice spiked in Calgary? Not a lot of stores will do it, and the reason is they don't want to alter the juice in any way. So for a lot of stores, they don't spike it, and that's kind of where the issue comes in. When you're getting stuff from the States and zero nic, trying to get it spiked is usually a nightmare. So yeah, I mean, some of them will be nice enough to do it for you, but honestly, most of them don't, and it's for that reason too, because they don't want to either A, waste their nicotine product, which is quite expensive, or B, compromise the quality of the juice. Robbie, strip for her so I can get that juice. No, I'm gonna keep my clothes on for now. Apparently, up in Edmonton, they will spike the juice for you quite a bit or quite often. So that is interesting. I know from my personal experience, a lot of places don't do it just because of that reason. But I guess Edmonton is a lot friendlier than I expected. Looks like I have some Robbie groupies up here. It comes with the beard. It comes with the beard. Nigel builds mean coils. Nope, mean coals. I would agree with that either way, coils or coals. So Rain asked if later is still doable. Absolutely. Just hit me up with that new phone you got and we'll work things out. And chat is getting quiet. There you go. I just made it awkward for everyone. How do you like that? Perfect. Locally, I can get pre-nicked VG and PG, so it's easy to use concentrates or DIY. That's actually a good thing to have. If you can get locally spiked, just pure VG, it does work out quite a bit. And yeah, it's pretty good. Robbie Vape's back again, is what Giz just said. So I guess he wanted me to say it. My hands are full, otherwise I'd do the whole, bring them in kind of thing. Remind people to watch new RDAs. That is a very good point. New RDAs and even new RTAs or tanks even. Obviously, you don't want to wash the coil itself, but any kind of new tanks can have machine oil on them, and you don't want to be vaping machine oil, not just because it tastes like shit, but also because it could be bad for you depending on where it's made and how it's made. Do I say that when I climax? I do actually. I do. That's just my thing. Whenever I'm climaxing, it's just like, oh, back again, and that's it. See, it's easy. Yeah, Danya has a boyfriend / long-term relationship, so that is not a thing, and we are going to skip that. Okay, awesome. It's getting real dirty in the chat. Do you know of any built-in battery mods that do stainless steel in temp control that do it well that I've tried? No. The Vapor Shark, but even that can be a little bit finicky. DJLSB actually put out a great information chart on his website. If you want to check that out, if you do have a Vapor Shark, you can use that because it's meant for all DNAs. But as far as built-in batteries go, I mean, there's the Vapor Shark, there's like the Lava Box. I think there's a couple other ones out there, the VT, of course. And yeah, so to answer your question, it's mostly DNAs I'm aware of. I don't think there's any non-DNAs that do temp control in stainless steel. And even the DNAs are a little bit finicky, to be honest, unless you know what you're doing. Yes, I'm ignoring you, Shane Vape Train. I'm glad you caught on. And I'm switching tanks right now. Again, I'm not going to answer that online. So I'm guessing you know the answer to that, Giz. What tanker mod am I most looking forward to? I think I'm supposed to be getting the Camry 200, which is a lipo, and I believe it's DNA as well, but it might not be. I can't remember. I'm kind of looking forward to that. It's like the AK-47 mod or something like that. It's definitely one on my list that I want to check out. And tied with that would probably be the Sigelli touchscreen. I am interested to see how that works. Although I did watch Billy's kind of brief review / talk about it. So I'm thinking it might end up being a disappointment, but you never know. Have I used juice from Sunshine Vapes? I have not, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. Anyone who has, if you want to comment in the chat section, if it's any good, let me know. What do I think about Evolve suing Joytech? I think, honestly, all right, let's get into this then. Honestly, there is so much bullshit that goes on in this industry between fellow vapors sometimes, between companies and fellow vapors, that it is just honestly, it's incredible how much drama and bullshit goes on in this industry. And I'm just going to say that right now. So I think that's pretty much the best way to put it, if that makes sense. Think that's pretty much the best way to put it. So let's see. Anything else going on right now in the chat? Who is the most selfish lover on Project F.O.G? Billy, Josh, or Hank? I think Hank's a pretty generous lover, so I'm going to leave him out of it. I think Josh is like the underdog. He's a little bit more selfish than people would think because he's so nice on camera. But the title of that would have to go to Mike Heathen. What's my favorite RDA? Probably, at the moment, it's the Royal Hunter again. I went off it for a long time, and I'm actually using it again. So I would say the Royal Hunter. It's one of those things where I cannot put it down. I love the Royal Hunter. I use it all the time, and I took a break from it, and I've come back to it because it was the best RDA I had for the Limitless with a really nice protruding 510 connection pin or 510 pin. So I think the Royal Hunter still has it for me. And then someone else had something else. There was a good, what camera am I using right now? So right now I'm using my webcam, which is a Logitech 7, let me see if I can read this. Logitech, like it's the one that everyone pretty much has, the Logitech 720 or something like that. And as far as my actual reviews go, I use a Sony HDR CX900. Mike is a selfish lover. I agree. Mike Heathen, of course. What's the best juice? So again, I already mentioned that, but Adoris hazy custard and cinnamon cream by Chef Sam. You like how I say protruding? I'll say it all the time for you guys. Protruding. Yeah, it's a C920. Greg just corrected me on the webcam. It's a C920 by Logitech. What do I think of the Ice Cubed? I think it's an interesting device, and it's decent if you want to do higher builds. If you want to do lower builds that require the heat, like for example, the Aliens I have in there right now, it wasn't a good choice to put Aliens in there. They get way too hot, and the RDA itself gets way too hot because there's really not enough airflow to cool down the coils properly. Have I tried? I have not tried the Gemini RTA. I've had heard good things about it, but at the moment, I'm really liking that Boreas RTA, and I really have no interest in anything else right now. In fact, they sent me another RTA here as well. This is from Vape too. This is the Illyria, and this is one with, you can actually see the build deck through the chimney there. And I'm gonna have a tough time reviewing that one because I just want to keep using the Boreas. Chef Sam just said she'll be giving the entire Awesome Sauce line to me for a giveaway, which is awesome and super generous. Awesome Sauce, by the way, contains the cinnamon cream for sure, and there's a peanut butter and jam one or a peanut butter and jelly one that's absolutely phenomenal. I've vaped 3 balls of 140 mils on that one as well, and yeah, so I am super excited to give that away because that is a great juice. I have not tried the Aromomizer, but I'm actually getting one hopefully this week, maybe next week. So I will be able to answer that question a little bit better once I get that one in. Have I ever rewrapped my batteries? I have. I am very bad at it. I often need help because I tend to burn the wraps, which is never good. But yeah, I would say all my batteries have been rewrapped actually. These are the ones I'm using in here. They're color coded so I can rotate them easier. You got a purple, a blue, and a green, so I can just rotate them through really nicely to avoid too much strain on one battery. So I rewrap a lot of my batteries. I think it's pretty much necessary these days with a lot of the devices that we see coming out that are just battery wrap destroyers. Is Adore or Chef Sam's juices available in Europe? That is a great question. I'm going to let them answer that one. Did I get your message? Nope, but I will check for it right now. I think Adore just sent me a message, so let's see what it is. I assume she was talking to me. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was talking to someone else. I did not get your message, Don, but I assume maybe you had someone else you're talking to. How do you burn the wraps? It's very easy. When you use a lighter, if you're using a lighter to do the wraps and you leave it on one spot too long, too close, it burns. Use a hair dryer. That's the easier way to do it, but quite often you don't have hair dryers in vape stores, and you usually don't have lighters either, but at the same time they're a little bit more readily available than a hair dryer. So yeah. King Death has offered to fly to Canada and be in my next stream. Absolutely, you are more than welcome to. We call it a beard dryer. Yeah, that's right. That is right. And yeah, I think it's pretty much time to do a giveaway. So let's do the giveaway right now. So the giveaway is for the new tank I'm reviewing, which is the Divergent with the ceramic coils. They sent me 2 of them. So I will be doing one of those in a giveaway. I had it here somewhere. I've already misplaced it. Here it is, as I knock my microphone a little bit. All right. So here you go. This is the Divergent from Smowell, I think it is. So yeah, here's what it looks like, guys. This is the one you'll be getting. It's a white version. There it is there. And this will be up for giveaway. So I'll be trying to think of a giveaway term to do the giveaway for. And while I'm thinking about that, I will be reading the comments. Can I send myself to Rin? Absolutely, Rin. No question about it. I'm on my way right now. All right, I'm back. Do Canadians get free maple syrup every year? Yes, we do. That's actually true. And we also live in igloos, and we all say a boot. Why do I hear music from Jeopardy? Is your TV on, Keith? Because mine isn't, so that would be pretty scary. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out what to do for the giveaway. Yeah, my mod fell, which is why I came back. Priorities. Especially with this guy, too. I love this thing. All right, let's do something fair. What can I do that's fair? Let's see. I'm trying to think what I did recently. I'm having a very hard time coming up with a giveaway. I don't want to do guess the number. It's too random. I like doing ones where it's about my videos in the past. I should have posted my video. I have a video that I was going to post, and I'm decided to save it till tomorrow. It's actually 5 reviews in one. I was going to do a question on that one, but I guess that doesn't really help. So let's do something else. Okay. You know what? I've mentioned this a couple times, and so first things first, there's probably 2 or 3 people who are going to be disqualified from this giveaway, which I feel bad, but it has to be done just to make it fair. So no, that doesn't work out either because I've only talked about it on Project F.O.G. Shit. How many fingers am I holding up? Yeah. Yeah, this is tough. I hate coming up with giveaways. I should have planned this out way before. So let's just do. Yeah, why not? Let's do it anyways. There's going to be a couple people who are disqualified from this. I apologize. Chef Sam, unfortunately, won't be able to qualify, and Shane, you won't be able to qualify. So this is going to be for everyone else. I think that would cover everyone who have talked to about this like plenty of times. And I apologize in advance, but that's just it. So I've mentioned before, I'm taking a bachelor trip somewhere in June. Where am I going? And I'll just keep an eye out on the comments to see who gets it first. It is not Vegas or Michigan. Jeremy Curtis got it. It is Chicago. Chicago it is. Jeremy, you are the winner. Jeremy, send me your contact information just over YouTube or whatever, or an email, and you are the winner. So you just won yourself a Divergent tank. And yeah, congrats to Jeremy. And I think what I'm going to do is every month I do these, I'm just going to do another giveaway just every month while I'm doing these shows. And yeah, it should be fun. I wonder if I have anything else to give away. I probably do. If no one minds like used device, I got a bunch of used devices I don't use too much. So let's do that. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Oh, you know what I have actually that you'll see it in my review tomorrow. So don't ask me to review it afterwards. I'm giving it away. But up here, I have this guy. This is a Sub 2 MK2 by Mod Vapor. Now, the reason I didn't review it is in my upcoming video. So that will be coming out tomorrow probably. And yeah, so we have another giveaway going on. Jeremy, I think you're from the US, right? Just confirm in the comments from the US. What I'm going to do is actually do something a little bit different this time. And we're going to do one US giveaway and one Canadian giveaway. So Jeremy, depending on where you are from, I will do this one for whoever else is out there. Let's see. Yeah, so Jeremy's from the US. So this is for Canadians only. Sorry, guys. But the Mod Vapor Sub 2 MK2 is up for grabs. Decent little tank. And my biggest issue with it, you'll see in my review tomorrow, and you'll know why I didn't do a review on it. But yeah. So let's see here. What can I do as a giveaway? Oh, that would be cruel. But you know what? Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. All right, guys. So when I first signed on at the beginning of this video, what was the brand and model of sunglasses I was wearing? Go. Sorry. That was just for you, Ren. Just for you. I do go to Edmonton vape shops occasionally. I haven't been up to Edmonton in a while, but every time I go, I do tend to try and. Oh, that's a good one, actually. You know what? No, forget it. We're not going to do sunglasses. And actually, those were wrong, so we're good. It was Oakley's, but it wasn't 180s. Jay has a really good question. So I have a birthday coming up, and Jay's suggestion was to do how old I'm turning, but most of you guys know that who are on my Vaporium because I have my birthday on there, and anyone who's on my Facebook. So instead, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's do what is the actual day of my birthday? I need the actual date, the full date, month and day. We got May 4th. We got April 24th. Now, again, this is just for Canadians, by the way, just to make sure that we know that. So let's see. Haven't had it yet. Still looking for it. No, it's not 420. April 16th. No. No, there's a couple people who know my birthday, but those guys are disqualified, but it doesn't look like they're commenting anyway, so that's good. That's egotistical. Yeah, pretty much is. June 32nd, really good try. Really good try from our Michigan friend. Yes, Sam, you're disqualified. April 30th, 1998. Fuck off, Gizzard. Actually, you know what? That's actually a compliment. I actually really appreciate that. Let's see. Apparently, Canadians don't know me. Oh, Halloween, so close. Yeah, Marathon Man, unfortunately, you can't qualify either. By the way, Marathon Man, go check out his channel. He's another fellow Calgarian vapor / reviewer. So was that on it? No, I don't think so, Nigel. I don't think you got it. I've been looking for it, but haven't seen it. Oh, yes, you did. Yes, Nigel did get it. April 6th. Nigel is the winner. I got so distracted by the whole Marathon Man thing, I missed it. So yes, April 6th is the correct answer. Nigel, you have won. So you will be getting the Mod Vapa tank right here, the MK2. And yeah, and again, anyways, back to the point. Yeah, so go check out Marathon Man, his channel. He's got a pretty cool setup going on. He basically does his reviews both from home and from his truck, kind of just like a truck vlog / review style. Really cool stuff, so go check him out, Marathon Man. He's in the chat right now. I'm assuming after I finish this video, he'll post in the comments if you want to check him out. And yeah, so we got Nigel winning and we got Jeremy winning. So congrats to both of you guys. And a happy early birthday to Permit the Fog, who is one day before mine. And Vape Ross just said, Nigel, you want a tank and a restraining order. No, you know what? Enough time passed where it doesn't seem stalker-ish. It was more like on the very lower level of stalker, and I appreciate that. It was more like out of sincereness. Oh, Hazy went to my Vaporium and tried to cheat, but read the wrong date. Oh, sorry, Hazy. This is a tank you really would have wanted to review, especially with one of the things that's in here. You would have had a field day with this thing, as you'll see I did in my video tomorrow. Keith's wife's birthday today, so happy birthday to Keith's wife. And yeah, so happy birthday. If you're watching this, great. If not, then I don't blame you. It's not exactly the most quality content on here, so... Jeremy is a Nigerian prince, so he needs my bank account first. I trust Jeremy. He seems like a pretty trustworthy guy, so I can do that. And yeah, we're pretty much ready to end it. Oh, Nigel. Wow. Paying it forward from Nigel. Nigel wants me to send it over to Hazy. All right, I can do that. I can do that. Now Hazy's saying I don't need it. So this is what we have going on right now in the chat. For any of you who can't see this live, we have what's called a Canadian face-off right now between two Canadians of who can be more polite, which is fantastic. I'm pretty sure someone requested me to put the sunglasses on, but the problem is I can't see anything right now. I think it's like the screen thing with the polarization on these sunglasses, which means I can't see shit. But yeah, we will we'll see what happens. Keep it going around Hazy. So I guess if Hazy really doesn't want it, then he can send it to someone else. Who is the next person? I think this tank is going to go around so many times, and to be honest, it's a decent tank, but it's not the best. I mean, it's kind of in between. It's a pretty decent tank. I feel like to vape around 50, 60 watts, but I wouldn't take it too much higher than that. And like I said, it would be kind of cool to see this done a review on, because I refuse to, although maybe other reviewers will refuse the same thing as well. And Swayback, yes, they are inmates. They are indeed inmates. Unfortunately, a bit late after the question was asked and after I changed it, but yeah, they're inmates by Oakley. First person to sub to Hazy's channel gets it. All right, guys, we're having a sub party right now. Anyone who want, and by the way, you shouldn't need a giveaway to sub to Hazy's channel. His content is way better than mine. If you're sub to my channel, you should probably just unsubscribe and go to his channel because it's way better. I love his channel. So yeah, so if you guys are watching this, first person to sub to Hazy gets it. So Hazy will let me know who the first person was. And yeah, a lot of people already subbed. So, yeah. Just wondering my inmates. Sway, I promise you I didn't take them. I'm up in Canada. We're too nice to take things. Adora says she's going to unsub and then resub to Hazy. We may have a winner here, but I'll wait for Hazy to confirm who the first person was to hit that sub button for him. And again, if you didn't win, go sub to him anyways. Great channel, great content, and probably the funniest reviewer on YouTube. And I even mean over tip rippers too. Like this guy, tip rippers is funny, but this guy is original content funny. And Hippie Shit wins. Hippie Shit, you are the winner. Make sure to contact me with your details, and we'll work it out after the show, I guess. And Chef Sam, whoever wanted to order for the new Awesome Sauce line, just order right now, and you can get 10% off for tuning into my show. So big thanks to Sam for doing that for us. All right, so I guess that pretty much ends the show, but I'm going to leave it open a little bit longer for anyone who wants to order from Sam. And again, as you can see, like this is how much use I've left. I got this, what, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and this is me trying to save it. This is like hazy custard all over again. So yeah, but anyways, it's been a good show. Obviously, there's been a ton of great content in the chat right now. We've geared away from some of the other content we had in the middle of the show. But yeah, I mean, now we're just talking about some awesome reviewers, which is great. I love seeing that. Oh, Real Vape J says, wait, let's see what's going on now. By the way, Real Vape J is a great reviewer as well. If you haven't seen, oh, well, that was just, I thought he was being serious. Now he just wants me to, oh. Anyways, Real Vape J, as I was saying, is usually a pretty good reviewer. He actually put out a great video on mech mods and tanks. So if you are looking to get into mech mods, you haven't used them before, and you want to know what the benefits are versus risk, I recommend going and check out his video first before you get into it. It's a very good video. And again, it's Real Vape J, all one word. So make sure to go check out his video as well. And if you want to get it on the deal for Sam's Juice, message her at Vape Depot on Facebook. And that is Vape Depot Canada, or sorry, Vape Depot Calgary, because I think there are 2 out there somewhere. What Jay said, for Rin, come on. Oh. You know what? Just for everybody for staying tuned so long, let's do this. Let's do this. No, whoa, now we're going too far. Don't take off the hat. I'm just going to take off the shirt. There's a difference, okay? I draw the line somewhere. I still have some dignity left. All right, ready, guys? Oh, there's another shirt underneath there. Oh, damn. Should I take it off? I don't know. I feel like I'm doing like a striptease for you guys right now. It's actually pretty flattering. Oh, it's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. No, it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know. I feel like, what are my likes at right now? If I get, okay, I have 6 likes right now and 30 people watching. If I get up to 20 likes right now, I will take off the shirt completely and end the show from there. That's what I'm going for. All you need to do is hit that like button, and all of a sudden my shirt comes off. Let's see what we're at right now. I'm just gonna watch this. Oh, it's going down actually. I think people are unliking the video now. That's fair. That's 35 viewers. I need 35. I need 20 likes. 20 likes. Oh, I have 25 likes. Holy shit. My thing isn't updating right now. Well, I'm going to believe you guys, but if you guys are lying to me, I'm not going to be too happy about that. All right, guys. The shirt's coming off, and this is how we're going to end the video. Thank you all for watching, and it's been a great live show. Again, we'll do this again next month, the end of the next month. We'll probably have to move it from Tuesdays to another day, just because that's probably going to be the new day for Project F.O.G. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. And until next time, happy vaping, YouTube.